Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Kev from KRT. Today is a video about running some power outside to a summer house which the client is going to use for an office. So yeah, we're going to spur off of a ring final circuit within the kitchen because he wants to use some Fandango internet gadgets which apparently transport the signal through the wiring or something like that. I don't know what he's talking about, but yeah, so we're going to be doing that. So we'll be running some armoured out. Not sure how the routing yet because I can't quite remember the job, whether we need to go underground or whether we're going to use a catenary line or catenary line. But yeah, we'll have a look at it when we get there, and I'll show you around the job. Please like, subscribe, share the channel, helps build obviously a following, etc, etc, and yeah, we'll get on with it once we get there. See you soon. Good morning, welcome back. We're here now in rural Suffolk. Firstly, have a look at this view. Look at that, lovely, beautiful. But anyway, the job. We are supplying this, which is going to be an office, with power. So there's going to be two sockets, one in that corner, one in this corner, a centre light, and then a security light on the outside. So what we're going to do is, if I walk you down here, it's a bungalow which the client has recently moved into, and what we're going to do, we're going to spur off the kitchen socket circuit because the client has got some Fandango internet gadgets which apparently transmit signal or something if they're plugged into the same circuit. So he wants the internet down there, so he's going to plug something in here or in the circuit and then plug something in down there, and it'll transmit the Wi-Fi signal. But yeah, so we're going to spur out here, so we're going to put a whisker here. The SWA is going to come all the way down. It's going to go over to that fence because this is disappearing, but at the moment it's still here. So for us to secure it properly in place, all the SWA, it's going to be an absolute nightmare. So what I've done is I've uncooled the SWA, as you can see, and I've fed it around here in prep to get it down here, but I'm struggling at the moment to get through this gap, so I'm going to have to find some way of getting down there. But yeah, it's going to come along here, and then it's going to come onto here, be clipped along, and then into this corner here. So yeah, it's only a I think it's might be 4mm or 2.5mm, because it's obviously off a fuse connection unit. It's only going to be on a 30 amp fuse anyway, but it's only running IT equipment, a lamp, and a couple of LED lights, so there's not a massive demand, so this will be more than sufficient. I've done the cable calculations, and this cable is more than sufficient for what we're using it for and the run down here. So yeah, what I'll do is I'm going to pull the SWA in down there to where it's going to be terminated into that whisker, and then once we get to that point, I'll come back to you. Stay tuned. Right, there's no way I'm getting down there, so let's think of another solution. Bear with. So I think put you down there for a minute. Super rod comes to the rescue again. Come on. Stuck. Bear with. Here we are, back again. This is the real life struggles of a spark that works on his own. There we go. Oh, come on. Ugh. Oh. Here we go. Cable, super rod, adapter, cable sock. Pull down there. Lovely. So for now, we're not going to be able to do anything with that because we physically cannot get through this gap. So that cable will sit like that. Once this is all gone, that can all be clipped in place. But yeah, it's going to come along. Try and clip it into these reinforcement posts because they're pretty permanent, to be fair. I'm not going anywhere. And then we're going to come over, come up into this corner of the cabin. Nightmare. Working on your own, trying to pull cables in. Massively over-egged it with this cable. I bought 30 metres of it. Goes down the garden. Oh well. Better too much than too little. It's hard work pulling cables on your own. Anyway. Right, we've got our SWA coming in corner here. What the client wanted was to run conduit behind the skirting boards, but to be honest, it's not going to work. It's not deep enough, and obviously we're going to need surface mounted sockets anyway. So what I'm going to do is that's going to be terminated into a whisker using a traditional gland pack, none of these storm glands. They look very good, but I've never used them because I haven't got a problem with the traditional SWA gland, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, that's an external one actually. Must have an internal one somewhere, but yeah, anyway, we're going to terminate that into this, then we'll mount this on the wall here, and then we'll come out first double socket, then we'll have to go round double socket, and then we're going to come over here, it's a fuse connection unit, then we'll have it going up into a light switch with a bit of 1.5mm, which will obviously come over to a light, and then also a second light switch which will control the external light outside. So that's the plan. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll probably put you on time lapse or something while I'm preparing the SWA, show you how I do that, and yeah, let's get on with it. So SWA, there's a lot of debate whether you do the old school way with a hacksaw, junior hacksaw, or you use the armour slice, or I've seen people using other bits and pieces, you know, recently. So plenty of slack there too. I like to do that. I don't like to secure it in place while I'm doing this. So once it's made off, I'll then obviously secure it into the whisker and then secure it to the wall. So yeah, it's just easier to make this off while it's free and stuff. So but yeah, today I'm going to use this anyway. So we'll this is pretty easy really. You just twist it round and you get a nice straight cut and stuff, but there is something about a hacksaw. So yeah, you just rotate it that way, like that. Every so often give it a half turn. There we go. Hear it biting now. Scoring. Another half turn. One more. Hopefully, that should be about right. Let's get Stanley. Dee. Something therapeutic about making SWAs off. something I quite enjoy, especially this bit. It's not scored properly, that bit. Twisted. There we go. There we go, should end up with something like that, nice and straight. All them do is understanding around it. Cut it off. There we go. Nice bit of armoured showing, ready for Outland. So I've got to show you the boot bit, so obviously get a bit of SWA which hasn't been made off. Push the boot down on it and it gives you a nice tight fit like that. So yeah, got my boot on now. Put in one. Now, twist it around like that. So we've got a nice circular. Slide him over. Fan him out. Get a start with your hand. That's what I always find. Take that lock nut off. And then need to get my spanner. Got a pair of cobras, but I need to get my spanner. But I'll find the spanners, so got another pair of grips. So I always do it up bit by hand till it gets tight. There we go. It's getting tight now. Love these little cobras. And then just nip it up. This is pretty old school now, I think, because a lot of people use their new Fandango storm glands, but I've never used them. I mean, they look pretty good and pretty quick, but I think they're about 15 quid a pop. Whereas you can get an SWA pack like this for next to nothing. Right, so yeah, so he's on there. The SWA's trapped between there, the olive, and the chamfer bit. So now, put that down, or up even. Get on. Again, start it by hand. That's it. And then, get the grips again. And little cobras. And then people say you shouldn't use these because it chews the glands up, but to be honest, as long as it holds it in place, this is not going to be coming apart for hopefully many a year. There we go. there we go. One SWA made off. And the boot goes over like that. So what we'll do, strip this flex back. And the ergo strip. Like that. Now we're all ready to go into our whisker. Right, so there we are. My whisker's in place. The SWA goes down. Obviously we've got to label these or sleeve them to the appropriate colours. But we've got a banjo on the underside of that, which I'm just going to drill through, and then we'll get a brass screw and obviously a bit of CPC crimped onto that, so the armour's earthed as well. So yeah, that's where we are. Next thing is to start getting the laser up and marking out where our conduit runs are going to be. So I'll probably stick on a time lapse for that, or whatever, you can see what I'm doing. But yeah, we're getting on. Right, so our incomer, as you know, into our first box, and then we've got this first bit of conduit along. Used the laser and done all the cleats along. So yeah, got a join there, but I've realised I haven't got any couplers, so I've just phoned the wholesalers, and they should be out delivering them to me soon. So fingers crossed. Yeah. They should be here soon and we'll carry on. So probably going to do this bend, just bend it ready, and then we're going to have a socket over here, so I'll mount that in position. So there is bits I can do while I'm waiting, but yeah, they're bringing some stuff for me, because I realise I haven't brought singles either. So be organised, stay organised, because otherwise you end up like me, phoning around, can you bring this, can you bring that? So yeah, stay organised people. See you later. Right, so we're just going to put a little bend in the end of this conduit, ready to bend that around there. So I'm just going to show you how I do it. So we'll rest you up there, and then what I do is I measure to that corner, which is 210. So then I measure 210 on my conduit, which is there. And we'll make sure we make the bend so this writing is not on show, so we have to bend it there, about there. So then get our pipe spring, the pipe bender, with our bit of CPC on the end, bend it over like that, and then we start to massage. A lot of friction. Right, so remember, I want to keep this right in against the wall so we don't see it. Nice and warm. Keep our pipe spring there in place, and what we do over our knee is we bend that like that. And we go beyond the 90. Like that. And release it. Just bend it back a little bit. And that will release out to approximately a 90. Like that. Take our pipe spring out. It's going to be a little bit difficult this, so bear with me 1 minute. So if I'm going to go over to where we're in that next socket, anyway. We measure over to that socket. So you want about 180 from the corner. Oh, no, yeah. About 180 from the corner. So we measure down 180 from there, or 1800 even. Which is there. Mark that and then cut it nice and square. So now we've got this nice bit here. Alright, so I didn't get it. Nobody's perfect. I didn't get the bend straight on perfectly. As you can see, it overlaps, but I'd rather that than it being too short. So what I'll do is, obviously we're going to put a coupler in there anyway, so what we'll do is we'll just cut that to length. Obviously we're going to put a socket over in that corner, and then yeah, so yeah, I didn't get it quite right, but rather too much than too little. So that's how we bend a 90 without measuring it correctly. I know. So a little progress report. Got our conduit into there, back box, and then we've just bent that 90 to carry on around there, where we're then going to go up for a light switch. But before I do that, I just want to thank George and Matt at Eddison's Electrical in Sudbury. I was a bit short on materials, so they've delivered me all these bits and pieces. So yeah, if you live in the Essex, Suffolk area, go see Matt down at Edmondson's Electrical in Sudbury, Suffolk. The service they provide is brilliant. So yeah, cheers guys. Right, the conduit system's in, so comes in there, comes across to a double, comes all the way across here, little coupler there, we've done that bend, and comes over here to another double socket, and then have to bend that coupler, and then did another bend here. This is going to be a fuse connection unit, so this is going to fuse it down to 5 amps, so it's then going to become 1.5 up to a double or 2 gang light switch, which is going to control inside light, and we're going to have an external PIR mounted on the outside, which is going to go out the back for that box. So yeah, bit dirty, so I've been drilling, but yeah, it comes up there, around there, and then flicks up there. I was going to bend this slightly, but then the ceiling sort of slopes that way anyway, so yeah, and then we've got an LED light which the customer supplied there. So overall quite happy with it. Yeah, not too bad really. So helps with laser and stuff, but getting it all nice and straight. But that's where we are. So I'm going to start wiring it now from there. Got some singles. So yeah, I'm going to start threading those through, or pulling those through, and once we've done that, we'll start making them off, sockets off, and switches and stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. Right, so we're at the stage now where we're going to start pulling cables. So what I do is I get my singles on the drum, and I tape them together, and then I push them through. It usually works pretty well. I have had it before where it gets snagged and stuff, and I have got a fishing tape, but this method, yeah, works reasonably well for me. So it's got to go from here over to there really. So around that bend's the most difficult bit. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll put it on time lapse, and then you can see how I'm getting on. Right, so as you just saw, after 3 attempts, I couldn't get past that bend. So what I've gone for is the fish tape, which is around there. So what we're going to do is bring our singles over here, tape them onto that, and then just pull them back through, which is what I probably should have done in the first place, but I thought I'd try and show you the way that I have done it in the past, and you know, as I say, it gets snagged sometimes, but more often than not it works, but not on this occasion. So we'll pull that through, and then we'll go from there to there next. So yeah, stay tuned. That was our work. Right, pulled in there. They're pulled in there. So now I'm just going to crack on with the other bits. And yeah, get this all wired, and then we can start second fixing and making all sockets and switches off and stuff. So. As you just saw, I struggled getting the earth sleeving on these because I think it's only 3mm. I struggled to get it on over the 2.5. So, but yeah, this is obviously incoming. So brown is my live, grey is my neutral. It's been sleeved as blue, and then black is my earth, which you can see sleeved with earth sleeving. So what I'll do is I'll put these away in that whisker box, and then that'll all be sealed up. These are obviously made off, as is that over there, and then I've just got to put a fuse connection in there and a double 2-gang switch there, and then we're all finally fixed in here. So yeah, and then I'll come back to you when I come to put the lights up and stuff, so you'll see that. But yeah, I need to have a bit of a tidy up because it's, yes, not good. Right, as you can see, apart from the light here, everything else is second fixed. So got a main supply in, double socket, comes around, double socket, fuse connection unit, which is going to be fused down to 5 amps. So we need to take that out and put a 5 amp one in there. Then it comes up to your double 2-gang light switch. This controls that. This one controls that. So now I'm just going outside, put my cables through, and then I've got a whisker 206 there. This whisker's nothing bad. Now I'm going to put my light here. The light I'm installing is a, there it is over there, excuse the mess, is a Collingwood FO01. Yeah, it's one of them with a really funky bracket, so yeah, that should be sufficient just to light across there. It's not a big garden, it's not going a long way, so yeah, that should be more than sufficient. But yeah, we'll get this up and show you once it's in position and what it looks like. Right, so we're outside again. So I've just spoken to the client again about this SWA. In the future, this is going, this summer house is going, and then he wants to bring this oil tank further back, parallel with the fence line. So basically, he intends to dig all this concrete up, and this is going to be sunk in the ground. So I'm basically going to leave it like this. He knows it's there. Nobody's going to trip over it. It's going to be no impact or anything like that. It's resting on the floor, and it goes down there and then comes out by the back door, which I'll show you. So it's just, unfortunately, all this is in the way, so it can't be sunk in the ground or anything yet. So it's just got to sit there for the time being. So yeah, I've left him some slack underneath here, so when he does come to bury it in the ground, he's got got some slack if he needs it, and then it basically pops out from underneath here and then goes across the bottom of the step up into the whisker, which is there. All I've got left to do is wire it in the other side and then do some testing. So what I'll do is I'll do some end-to-ends quickly, well not end-to-ends, continuity testing at my bit of 2.5 twin and a half in there, at the other end as well, obviously continuity test, and then yeah, that's about it really. A bit of insulation resistance testing and you know, all that jazz, and then we go from there really. But yeah, that's how it is now. You can see whiskers there. Yeah, the only problem is the gate. This ever so slightly graces this, but the position of this can be altered, so it is what it is. Just sit there on the edges with a bit of white silicone, because this sort of pebble dashing finish to the wall makes it uneven. You had a gap around the outside, so just filled that in with a bit of white silicone, just give it a finish off really. So, but yeah, that's our brake gland done. The banjo's all sorted, so the sheathing's all earthed and stuff. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll connect it up outside, and then we'll go and have a final walk around the cabin once it's powered up, and we'll show you what we've done. Right, so all powered up. I'm back here tomorrow, so I'm going to do the testing tomorrow, but I'm not going to show you guys that because you've seen me doing testing before. It's only a quick R1, R2 test and then some insulation resistance testing, so it's nothing special. But yeah, I'm going to head on inside and show you the finished article. So yeah, we'll go in there now. So here we go, we've got the Collingwood PIR controlled security light, which is wired via that whisker box up there. And as we go in, got the light switch that operates this switch, that light, and this is for the security light outside, just in case you want to isolate it for maintenance and stuff. That's all then supplied via this fuse connection unit, which is got a 5 amp fuse in it, so it's fused down because then it goes into 1.5 from this point. So yeah, all good. As I say, I've got a bit of testing to do tomorrow, but yeah, just a quick R1, R2 test, and then insulation resistance, and obviously ZE, you know, ZE at the board, ZS, etc, etc. So we'll do all that tomorrow, but yeah, for now this one's all done. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, press the bell when new videos come up, and you'll get notification. And then yeah, let's keep on going. So hope everyone's well. Have a nice evening, and I'll see you soon. Take it easy.